Hello, listeners. I am Rahul Agrawal, Senior Economist at ICRA Limited, and through this podcast, I will be sharing our views on the GDP numbers for Q2 FY2023 that were released last evening. The year on year growth in India's GDP moderated to 6.3% in Q2 FY2023 from 13.5% in Q1 on account of a normalizing base. The print was slightly lower than our estimate of 6.5%, but was in line with the MPC's forecast for that quarter. Importantly, relative to the respective pre-COVID quarters, the pace of growth doubled to 7.6% in Q2 from 3.8% in Q1, which we believe provides a more meaningful gauge of the underlying momentum of economic activity. While GDP growth was supported by around a 10% expansion in both private final consumption expenditure and gross fixed capital formation, the contraction in government final consumption expenditure and a widening in net imports exerted a drag on GDP growth. The GVA growth moderated to 5.6% in Q2 FY 2023 from 12.7% in Q1, trailing our forecast of 6.3% by a wide margin. This was mainly led by an unexpected contraction in manufacturing that seems to reflect the impact of high input prices on margins in certain sectors. Services stood out as the clear driver of growth in Q2 FY 2023, accounting for 5.3 percentage points of the 5.6% GVA growth in this period, with even the pandemic-scarred trade, hotels, transport, communication sub-segment surpassing its Q2 FY 2020 performance. GVA growth in agriculture has been estimated at 4.6% in Q2, which seems optimistic based on the decidedly mixed first advanced estimates of Kharif crop production. Notably, GVA exceeded the pre-COVID levels by 7.6% in Q2 FY 2023. While the sequential momentum of several high-frequency indicators was healthy in October 2022, the year-on-year growth eased due to the early onset of the festive season, as seen in the muted 0.1% rise in the core sector output in October 22. We will review our forecast once the high-frequency data for the full month of November 2022 is available, as the average trends for October and November would provide a better gauge to assess the growth momentum in the ongoing quarter, given the shift in the festive calendar in 2022 versus 2021. With the Q2 FY 2023 GDP growth only mildly below our forecast, our current full-year growth estimate for FY23 of 7.2% entails a modest rise of about 5% in H2 FY23, to which a deepening of the external slowdown poses the key downside risk. With the Q2 FY23 GDP growth turning out to be in line with the MPC's forecast for that quarter, and an expected further softening in CPI inflation in November 22 from the 6.8% print that we had seen in October 22, we foresee a smaller rate hike of about 35 basis points in the December 2022 policy review, as against the 50 basis points hikes that we've seen in the last three reviews. The MPC's decision is likely to be non-unanimous, which may lend itself to a neutral tone regarding the pace and timing of future rate hikes. Thank you for listening and stay tuned for our upcoming podcasts.